We have with us Dr. M.H. Kumara. He's an FAVB Level 3 coach. He's one of the respected volleyball coaches in the country. He is with us today to talk about non-scoring and scoring skills.
Today, let us focus on non-scoring and scoring skills of volleyball and what we can do in order to develop in these skills. Of course, non-scoring skills are everybody aware. The setting, reception of service, then defense. Scoring skills are service, attack, and block. Non-scoring skills, if I take up setting, of course, the setter is a playmaker. We require, we the coaching community require to focus on setter training keenly, because setter is the leader in the front row, same way libero is the leader in the back row. So setter can make or break the team. Why I'm telling, in future, Indian volleyball depends upon the quality sector which we produce, the coaches. What I feel, I think in future, some of the coaches, some of the players who played in the pro volleyball league, like Muthuswamy, Vinayak Rokde, Sakline, Hariharan, so same way Calicut sector, they should come forward in order to focus on some of the key aspects of setting. Here, not only focusing on organizing combinations, they should study the opponent's blockers and our own attackers' strong and weak points, then organize the combinations. You can just see the videos of recently concluded World Cup 2019. Extremes, antenna to antenna, using the attackers at extreme and using our quick attacker in the middle is the topmost priority now. The combinations in between, in the center of the court, will not fetch you. Only that can be better in case if the blockers are spread, standing with wider range. So that way, we should organize the setter training by focusing on setter visual ability, peripheral vision we call it. He should see the blocker's starting position. Accordingly, he should organize the combination. Only quick attacker will go to catch the middle blocker there, maybe for A quick, maybe for B quick, maybe for C quick, maybe for slide attack. Then, by considering the movement of the middle blocker, setters to feed the co-attackers, receive attacker and universal and pipe attack from position 6 from the back row receive attacker. Same way, if we take up another non-scoring skill, the defense. I think, as I told you, libero is the leader in the back row. He is having an important role. He will decide which position he should take as per the blocker's position. Our blockers, if they organize very nicely, he will take a particular place. Same way, if our blocking is uncoordinated, because our double block or triple block, when they organize, the blockers are not in a coordinating movement. That time, he should take some time in between. He should expect the ball. That's what defense is, mainly on anticipation. This will comes out of experience also. Now, the defense definitely is the drawback for Indian volleyball. You, as I told yesterday, you can check any videos. We are losing the points after 20 because of this department. Even if we dig, we are not able to convert by feeding the ball exactly to the attacker where he can fetch a point. So I think this is another area. I prefer all the liberos who played in the pro volleyball, and also recently the libero who played in the Tamil Nadu nationals for Tamil Nadu is also a prospect future prospect. And some of the North Indians, of course, liberos qualities, number one quality should be the fighting quality, will quality. You should dare enough to face even without block, free ball situation. You have to face the ball. You should take the ball blows on the body sometime. Such a quality players we should prefer for liberos. So in future we have to focus on training. That's why I am telling non-scoring skills we are not bothering. We coaching community, we should focus more on non-scoring skills. The scoring skills will get the better result only if we are good in non-scoring skills. The training for defense, setting, and reception, these three aspects we have to focus a lot. Here, I would like to request the coaches to focus on starting from warming up. Never allow the players to stand very comfortably and play defense or reception, even with ball warming up. Let them make a move. I think one of the partner, your partner is the coach. The partner who stands closer to the net, and he give training to the player who is facing the net in such a way as if he is a coach. That's what we call it a player control drill. Here, he should create a situation where the receiver or the defender has to move and receive towards forward, to back, to the sides in a 45-degree angle. So that you should create. Same way, while hitting, create different varieties of variations in hitting, maybe different spins, adding float, tip ball, drive like. So whatever the situation you face in the game, that you should create. Same way, uh, the setting also. Never allow the setter only very comfortably giving the ball to the setter where he is standing. In the game situation, only 40 to 50% only. So in that case, let him set the ball after making a movement, forward movement, backward movement, or moving away from the net and moving towards the net. That situation has to be created by we coaches by tossing the ball or by keeping a libero or receive attacker in different starting position. Maybe diagonally, very comfortable position. Initially, position 5 you keep, position 6, position 1, sometimes very close to the setter because short service will come. That is very dangerous, especially when the setter is coming from 5 and 4. In order to create panic, the servers, if they are intelligent, they will serve to the congested area group where there is more number of people gathering. So this situation has to be created by giving training. So that's what setting, reception of service. Again, I'm telling, never allow the attacker to attack without an additional job. Additional job is what? Receive. That's why we should call that guy as a receive attacker. Outside hitter is a receive attacker. Let him receive before going for attack. Let it be in warming up, I'm telling. Or same way, during batting practice between the partners also, he should receive, make a self set, then hit. It's a variation of drills. The main intention is he should never get a free ball like situation in the game. He will never get. He has to involve in reception or defense before going for attack. During training, we should create such situation. Sometimes among the campers, somebody will be there who is hitting with power. So we can put a training box there at the baseline where service zone comes. We should ask him to serve to create that situation. Nowadays, modern gadgets is coming training with serve, serve mission, serving mission like tennis, cricketers are using. So volleyball also it came. So such facilities also can be used. If there is no possibility, then we should use the best hitter in the. He may not be in the team, but he is very good in that particular aspect. We should utilize the power. Same, not only power, the floating. Nowadays, floating is dominating. Jump floaters. I just request our coaches to focus on training the receive attackers for volley pass reception, not only forearm pass. You see, majority of the players are not doing this. They fumble in the competition because uh, all of them, they will start serving floaters. The jump service they will avoid. If they come to know they are not receiving properly with floaters, everybody will focus. No need of jump service. So that our coaches has to do. Even if they don't have the best powerful servers, this they have to create. I mean, even from 9 meters baseline, instead of that, they can come closer, 8 meters. Let them serve from 8 meters. From a different zone, serving zone, where setter and universal serving from A, attackers are receive attacker serving from B, blocker serving from C. So from there, the angle can be changed with the training box, and they serve with the best top spin server in standing position. So he's in comfortably, so he should toss and hit in between the players. Sometimes forcing the receiver to go back and receive. Sometimes short service. So these varieties of service, if they do, the receiver will definitely will adapt. Our team defenders must have a very good rapport with the setter and the blockers, because when they block, he will come to know how the middle blocker is joining. If they combine, if they don't combine, where he has to stand, that way the libero will decide. Same
Sir,
way we have very good link with the setter, because setter, he will communicate to the libero also. Libero should know the signal of the setter, to which combination he is going to use. Accordingly, he will go for covering the attack. He is supporting the attackers. That way, that rapport link should be there with blockers and libero, setter and libero. Our receivers, that's why the tall players in Russia, I think I still remember, almost all the receivers are coming closer to the attack line to receive our floaters. We were not, and 2002, I'm telling, only one or two best servers, Kasi Viswanath and one Vikramai was having good servers. So all Russians used to come closer to the attack line to receive with volley pass, our service, Indian service, because it's very comfortable. So if you go back, the ball will come closer to the floor. If the floaters come closer to the floor, that will create a panic, that will disturb, because that floater suddenly drops after losing the floating effect. So that's why volley pass reception is a must, because there is no foul now, the rules permitting now. So underarm, even if you receive underarm, means lateral passes technique they should use, sir, for this.
Thank you.
So I think the non-scoring skills, the importance, I think I have told. All the players as well as coaches should focus on these aspects. Definitely, because he has proved in the under 23 Asian Championship also. Same way, I think we don't have the left-handers more in Indian team. Indian, I think campers I have not seen. I think one Karnataka, I think recently last time champions, the Federation Cup team, the left-handers we should produce. Same way universal, we don't have universals. Uh, so left-handers also we should prefer. And Muthuswamy and Saklain, Vinayak Rokde, Rian, these are, some of them are futures. I think they have to replace Pandian. Maybe if fitness permits, Pandian, Ranjit, they may play still some more years.
Okay.
But future, it has to. We have to depend on these guys. Scoring skills, of course, it is an attractive skills. Out of three, spike, serve, and block. One we are familiar, no way inferior. Spiking, attack, we are no way inferior. But here, you just see blocking and service also fetching us the point. Maybe the percentage list out of 25 points, almost 20 points we are getting out of these three. Again, maybe 2 to 3 points from service, 3 to 4 points from block, and remaining all in complex 1 and complex 2 attack, spiking. But what I focus here, whatever the time allotted for training the element of attack, you just see the time allotted for the other two scoring skills, service and block. That has to be managed. I just saw Bulgarian coach was here in 2003. Every session he used to give with before taking the ball drills for blocking. Same way with ball. I think Sam sir I should remember here for specialization training only blocking. When they take balls for after warming up, physical warm up, directly they used to go self toss and hit down the line, cross court against the specialized blocker, setter and universal position 2, outside hitters at position 4, and middle blockers after moving to the left side or after moving to the right side. After side movement, they should perform. So such a situation we should create in every session, because it may be we have to take it as a routine. So then only the players also will get interest. Or else blocking, they fear for maybe injuries. Injuries will happen for sportsmen. It is only some precautions we have to take. That taping has to be done. Nowadays, taping, they should not think it is only for beautification, but that has to be in consultation with our physio. That's what surveys, we take it as if, okay, okay, by cool down. Just go for service, then cool down, we call it. Even me, that was the attitude of Indian coaches. But this trend has to be changed. We should go a specific, we should allot specific time for training for surveys. But when serve is there, automatically receivers will involve. So our reception, Indian reception will improve only if you have quality service. So that too, not blindly serving. Fix the repetitions. Okay, 10 successful surveys, 10 successful surveys to the target or between the receivers. So that way, even if they commit errors, and one error means maybe one minus, maybe two minus, they have to complete that repetition. Like that only we should give training, service. Then only they should have an interest. You see, we have very few members. I think one from Uttaranchal, the Universal, then our Jerome, Naveen, the jump servers I am telling you, powerful servers. And one, I think, left-hander from Calicut he used to come as a substitute setter. He was setter. So such people are coming up. We should take them during the camp in order to take the help of them for training our receivers. Why the Australian team is using some of the local spinners when India visits there in order to adapt to the spinners? Our Indian spinners, they're fearing. So same attitude, when we train our receivers, we should take the best stuff available in India. Even with the other department, they may be weak, but the best floaters, jump floaters, we should ask them to come and help the team. Earlier definition for service we used to teach in the diploma, it's an act of putting this ball into play. Nowadays, it is not there. We are putting the serve to get a point, or at least to disturb the first pass where the opponents are not able to organize the quality combination of attack. So that is the trend. At least only 2 to 3% success rate, sir, service. So naturally, we are not getting all the points from service. Even the blocking, maybe 30% success rate. But we should create disturbance. Why? What way? We target a particular player, or we target the zone when setter is moving. According to the from 6 zones he is moving, so you target that area or drag the front row attacker who is involving in reception very close to the net sometime in order to disturb him or send him back by serving to the baseline. So such some tactics they have to use. This has to be done, I think, during the pre-competition and competition phase. But what I feel, we coaches should keep a separate in the micro plan alert, and see that you are conducting as per the plan. The training
sir.
allotment, time allotment should be equally at par with attack. Only if you focus on attack, we will never come up. Blocking also, I think we have great blockers. I think in Asia, Subbarao was, I think, the best blocker in 2003. Why I was telling Bulgarian, when he was there, they were successful. Same way, Ratan Lal, previously from Samsar's group. So, Rajiv, and in my batch, Kishore. But some of them, as I told yesterday, some blocking oriented blockers are there. Only they focus on blocking. Attack, they will support. Sometimes when there is single block or the free block, definitely 70% they should score. That ability they must have. The tallest players in India, whatever the team, the blockers are the tallest players and with good jump. But that speed footwork is required to move to the sides in order to join with co-blockers, line blockers. So in future, of course, Aswal Roy in the pro volleyball and Karthik from Karnataka, the Prince from Mumbai. These people to be focused on not only an attack. Of course, they excelled in attack. I know, but blocking, blocking is the first priority. Second is attack. Maybe next one, maybe survey, dig. So that way categorize. We should category make a category of a priority. So blocking is the skill where not nobody likes for training, but that you have to create. We coaches has to create an interest, maybe one-on-one, some in order to develop the will quality. You create in oftenly. So in order to create interest among themselves, blocking you give little bonus point whenever you play a training matches. Okay, if you succeed in single block, a 1 point more to that particular team, then automatically they will try to involve more in blocking. Whenever you give for training for spike, never allow him directly. Coach is telling, sending the ball to the setter. Setter feeds. He is going and banging. That situation will never apply. Sometimes the intelligent servers will serve to the key member, of the team. If example, I tell you, Kirali, Coach Kirali won the 2 Olympics. They were leading 12-8 against Russia in the third set. So that time he was just some discussion with the referee because of the misjudgment. Second referee has told something, first referee has told something. Suddenly he was panicked and he was arguing with the referee. That has disturbed. Then immediately Russian servers, what they did, they targeted him 2 to 3 points. They have served to him, and that reception was heavier. And the setter also fed the ball to him. Sometimes they have blocked him. So that way, it will disturb. So they should focus on attack only after reception. That too, again, after getting little mastery, they should never attack free net. Where free net you will get? Once in a blue moon. Against block only. But let them learn against single block how to hit, against group block how to hit, variations, wipe off, check out balls how to hit, how to put tip balls, and intentionally, if block is organized very nicely, intentionally hit the ball to the blocker's hand and take the ball back to the same side, attacker side only, and reorganize. We call it re-attack. So that way we should develop the ability. That variations I just yesterday also I was pointing out. The first tempo, second tempo, third tempo. There are 3 tempos. First tempo is mainly the quick attacker blockers will use. Second is receive attacker, time differential attack we call it. That this receive attacker has to use with different approaches. Straight approach sometime, curve approach, sometimes zigzag in order to fake the blockers. So for pipe attack, sometimes from 5, sometimes 4, where he receives, back row receiver, attacker. So accordingly, they should train. And same way, using behind the setter, not only in front of the setter, behind the setter, and considering the movement of the blocker, which movement is faster, which movement is slower, left or right, opponent blocker, they should organize attack in consultation, in a combination with the setter. So this is of course related to the attack. We are no way inferior, and back attack also we should start dominating now from 6-1. But pre condition for training the attacker is ask them to learn tennis service first. Never allow them only floaters in the beginning. Tennis service, that will help them to use the wrist with in control. Sometimes underarm wrist work and overhead wrist work. That varieties of wrist work that will help them to learn spiking. Of course, the individual tactics in all the 6 elements they have to apply whenever there is a training matches. Individual tactic. Like a server, what individual tactics he should use. Example, when front row Naveen is in front row, how to serve to him, whether send him back because he is fond of coming for wave attack. So that combination has to be disturbed, means what you have to do. Same way, short service, our blockers should learn. Those who are serving floaters, they should learn how to serve short service. Then the blockers should try to read the intention of opponent setter and blocker movement. Then only they can get success. There are some clues you should get. Sometimes they have to commit for blocking, because when first pass comes good, means definitely Indian setters will go for first tempo only. That time they have to commit, sacrificing the co-blockers. Only single block it may create if opponent setter is good, intelligent. But we have to focus, we have to force our blockers to think on the intentions of opponent setter and blockers. This way only training has to be not, that's what nowadays there is a slogan, perfect practice only will make you perfect. Only practice will not make you perfect. Perfect practice. Utilize the 2 hours or 2.5 hours or 3 hours training session without wasting, with properly giving load and recovery ratio. Then only we can come out. Power is required, that is the beauty of the game. But same way, if the opponent defense formation is such, you can get that point by putting a tip ball. Why you overpower it? 6-6 they are telling. Can every ball they will hit? Our cricketers should use when single block is there, what to do? And again, where is the libero in the opponent side? Who is the best defender there? So avoid. Who is the weakest defender there? If there is very tough block, try to hit towards him so that the defended ball may not come to the setter in a comfortable zone. So that way only they should develop. That's why individual tactics I told. Sometimes team tactics, group tactics, they have to adapt in order to overcome. They are the coaches. That's why setter is the direct extension of the coach, they say. What coach feels, setter is implementing. Nowadays, libero also. Libero is the coach for back row. That's what I told. Leader of back row and libero, leader of front row is setter. So they must communicate to the attackers. Okay, if double block comes, you do this. If single block comes, you do this. Sometimes they will also judge. But nowadays, attacker themselves has to think about this. How to get a point under such different situations. So it is a must, sir. Coach cannot go and play there. So only they themselves has to adapt their brain intelligence to overcome that critical or crunch situations or the situations arise during game. My tactics may not work sometimes. So the other coaching community also should come forward in order to innovate things